start after this cutscene. So 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Strider.
All right.
Let's get hype.
Woo! So this is a Metroidvania style game, and our mission right here, as you see on the screen, is to defeat Grandmaster Mio. We'll get more objectives later on. This is the any % category. You got a bunch of other categories in the game I'll talk about later when we get the chance, but right now we're just going to go to the right. You get a cipher that you can mash as fast as you can press the button, up to 30 times per second, which is kind of ridiculous. And if you have good mashing ability, you can break this game open really easily. We'll see things that can do that later. First, we got to defeat this cannon, though, and get our first power-up. Nice, didn't shoot us. Sometimes, like, you can shoot back. Anyway, we're going to get our power slide. And that won't do any damage, but it, like, lets us go through those metal grates there. And now we're going to go to the right. So top left of the screen, you see our health and a red meter. That red meter actually is the a charge meter that once full will double your sword length and make you do a ton more damage. So we want to get that filled right before the end of this section, save a little bit of time. 1 slash. There we go. And we'll jump and hit those cannons. There we go.
I've had way too much trouble with that.
And now we're going to just slide to the right here. It doesn't save too much time compared to like walking, but it's like saved a couple milliseconds, so we got to do it.
Efficient.
Yep.
Definitely efficient.
And Strider's got a sickle. He can climb all over walls, which is really important for things we'll see later. That blue door we can't get through yet. It's just a blocked off area. And slide. All the way to the left, we can't go to the right. We'll need another power-up.
Yeah, one thing to note is this game's really optimized at this point.
Indeed. So this is the first mid-boss, bitches, and we'll see if we can get a 2-cycle on him. Yep. That was bad mashing on my part. He's being a jerk.
You get it?
Nope. 3-cycle. Oh, well.
We'll take it.
So left door is going to open here, and we'll get our second power-up. That is the charge cipher. You get just extra damage from charging up your sword, and you can also unlock a couple of advanced techniques for like speedrunners here. We call this the charge boost. What you do is you release the charge cipher in the air, and ninjas can fly pretty much. Kind of works like Dust Force, where you just like stay in the air for a little bit. And then we have the Charge Boost +1, which is more of an enhanced version of that, where you charge up the slash right afterwards, and you'll just kind of go a lot farther, and it's like the fastest form of movement we have so far, so we got to use it. So right here, we're going to destroy these 2 fuel cells and spawn our first boss. Takes about a minute cutscene here.
The dragon, a.k.a. Ouroboros.
And he's the hardest boss in the game because he has a really dumb skip that requires a lot of mashing here.
The armored dragon.
He's also got we also got a phase where we just gotta jump up through some electric grates, and that's RNG depending on we want him to fly vertical so we can just jump up through those and damage boost our way. Like I'm just mashing A just to vault up faster.
The thing to note about this game is I believe PC is the most optimal way to run the game due to keyboard helping out with mashing. And
all right, here comes the hardest trick of the game so far. See if I can get it.
Which is exactly what we're talking about right here. This is the dragon dance.
Yes. So here he has to like press 3 buttons really quickly at the same time.
And then I gotta start sliding towards dragon and mash cipher really fast.
Can we get it?
There nice.
We go. All right.
So that skips 3 or 4 cycles and saves about a minute. And it requires a lot of button presses, around 200 over the span of 20 seconds, at last I calculated. And now we just have to go to the left because we need our eagle power-up to proceed to the area in the center there. So we're just going to do that. These enemies that I'm defeating with my sword, you can skip them, but if they get in your way, they can actually push you backwards, knock you back, hit you in the back with their beams, and it'll slow you down, so we don't want that to happen. There's also a dedicated let go button in this game, which I'm holding occasionally. It's just the left trigger, and that's going to be used for some cool stuff later on, but it's handy for just getting around and more optimized movement. That door right there, that's a charge panel behind it.
Like another one.
Didn't really want to activate that, but that's fine. Those shield guys, if you hit them with your sword, it's going to lag down the game a little bit. We don't want that. This dude right here, we need him with 3 charge slashes and then start mashing with a technique I call dual mashing. I'm just going to take both thumbs and just go ham. Pretty good kill.
All right,
Not
nice.
bad. And I'll see if I get this glitch right here.
Skip.
Got it. Nice.
Hey.
All right, we're going to talk about power-up skip here because this has eluded us for 3 years prior. So just recently, like 2 weeks ago, we found that out that you can just skip that section of the power-up sequence, like, you know, like how Strider gets a cutscene. You can just skip that by just doing a charge boost fall and holding it down left in the specific corner so it starts into a slide animation. And you can just press Y to proceed from there. It's the freakiest thing. It's been happening randomly to us, but we finally figured it out. Anyway, we got another skip coming up here. It's going to skip a train, and let's see if we get the first try.
This does require
Got it.
using your keyboard to get this going.
Yep, keyboard and controller are both liberally used in this run.
Yeah, the weird thing about keyboard is that for some reason certain jumps are higher, I think it was, with the keyboard than with the controller.
Right, charge boosting is much more effective on keyboard.
That was it.
Yes.
Cutscene optimization there, slide to the left right after we hit that switch. Nice. Really good run so far.
Good movement.
See if I mash hard enough. Nope. Not even.
Can we get on the second guy?
There we go.
Yes, we can. All right.
My mashing face is like ridiculous too. There we go. Good.
All right. Coming up on our first boss.
Oh, first main boss. This is one of the 3 Pooch sisters in Strider lore. They first appeared in Strider 2. And we're just gonna mash. Then they teleport to center. And dual-handed mashing
Nice.
makes quick work.
Can we get it?
Yep, we got that one too.
Nice.
Woo!
All right. That's 2 so far.
And we got Eagle now. That's a power-up that we can use to defeat enemies. And we can also like get around the map with it. It's required to beat the game. So now we're gonna go back to the right to that area we couldn't access before.
Our security systems have been compromised, and an outsider has gained access to the city. The Grandmaster has deployed his bounty hunters to eliminate this threat.
Just gonna cartwheel our way over there.
One thing I like to note about the game is that later on, you'll see this happen, but there's a lot of knockback in this game for, you know, big, heavy, like, shots.
Yeah.
And you have no invul frames to work with. You will get comboed by every single shot.
Yep, there's no invincibility frames in this game whatsoever. Like, if you're playing this in a hard mode even, like, you're gonna take a ton more damage too. It's like, you get hit once or twice and you're done. And we're gonna get no health upgrades for this run as well. Just like 1 energy upgrade. So we're gonna use Eagle, go over here. And slide off the ledge to the right.
Just because we can.
And just kidding, the cinematics actually like put you back in certain spots. That's bad. Oh, I grabbed the ceiling. That was not meant to happen, but oh well. Oh, need to get down there. Okay. Why not?
Nice.
Alright, so this area now, I'm just gonna defeat this sniper hopefully. Nope. That's fine. Didn't shoot us. So, just like most speed games, walls are merely a suggestion. So now we're out of bounds. And what we're gonna do is climb around this tower, which we would have to play through normally, get a bunch of cutscenes, and like have to destroy a couple of terminals, go through some dialogue and stuff, but we're just gonna climb around it. We do have music.
Yes.
Sometimes you don't get music, and you just have the sound of Strider's sickle on the ceiling there.
Honestly, love it when you get music. It's really intense music, and it's just like out of bounds.
It's just Strider just climbing around.
This is like 40 seconds of nothing, though, so if you have any donations, now would be the time to read them.
right, perfect. And just a friendly reminder too that right after this run is going to be Assault Android Cactus.
All right, so we're gonna just do a using our cipher to actually like push ourselves backwards, and that boss trigger brings us into the second sister fight. Like we hit the wall and there's a boss trigger there.
So this is boss fight 2 of the Pooh Sisters.
And we're gonna slide and just forward a little bit and start mashing. Oh, that was almost bad. Suboptimal, but we got a job done.
Nice.
Next power-up skip. This one saves no time, it's just for swag. We didn't get it.
Oh.
So now we're gonna go back to keyboard to make a skip here easier. We're gonna start our first major sequence break. So the developers don't want you back in this area right here, but we found a way back.
That looks pretty easy, but it's actually a lot harder.
It's really hard on just controller. Keyboard makes it a lot easier. But I did find it on controller though. Like, the Strider community for this game is pretty great.
Most definitely, I would agree with that.
Yeah, like, most of the glitches, like, it was like me, Substyle, Sainiku2, like, Nappa. The community for this game is, like, awesome people in it. I know I didn't shout out everyone, but, like, you guys are awesome. Now we're going to keep going here and go out of bounds instead. We're going to go left.
What would a speedrun be without an out of bounds, right?
Right.
We feel naked.
Oh, we'll make it, of course. All right, so I'm just watching the mini-map in the top right here for some cues. And we're just going to have to go across a couple of rocks here when you use the marathon safe strats. There we go.
Nice.
And second rock set should be simple. There we go. And that right there is Ice Kunai. That's an item we're meant to get about an hour into the game, but we're going to get it right now.
Any wrong movement in that area is out of bounds. And
Oh, this is weird. I want to reset that. Also weird.
Oh.
So, like, you want to like have Strider face the right wall, otherwise weird things can happen. And you'll, like, fail to skip. Okay, good. We
there
got it.
we go. Nice.
Like, if you fail that, then you have to, like, reset that whole area in next another 30 seconds of just climbing under rocks again. So now we have Ice Kunai, and that's going to open up a couple of options for sequence breaking and going out of bounds again. And we're going to do this once more, and if we have any donations, also a good time to read them here.
Perfect. We do have a $50 donation from Sainiku saying, hey, the
Hey.
guest, it's Sainiku. Hope the run is going well. I want to personally thank you for finally bringing this game to a GDQ. And this is, of course, my favorite speedrunning game. I'm happy to see it being run at my favorite marathon. Sorry I couldn't be there on the couch to cheer you on, but there's always next time. You got this. The Strider 2014 community is all rooting for you. No pressure.
Heck yeah. Thanks, man.
No pressure, guess, right?
No pressure whatsoever.
Easy peasy.
You know, the original run of this was actually supposed to be all bosses, but due to complications, I got set back. But this game has a lot of different categories, too. Like, beyond any percent, there's a lot of interesting stuff you can do with, like, how broken this game is. Like, you can do inbounds where we actually don't use the glitches, but there's still stuff that is broken about it. Like, we get to skip a really hard power-up if you're good. Like, Explosive Cypher just gets skipped and one boss gets skipped. There's 100%, which goes through, like, 211 items in this game and gets about 1 every 20 seconds by the math of this run that run being like an hour 35. Also, this is door swag.
Hey, first try.
So yeah, ninjas just don't moonwalk, they just walk backwards and just get to the next area. And the game's telling us to climb perimeter wall here. Oh, that's a thing they can have too. So, more charge boosts to go forward. We're going to teleport ability shortly, and that'll be our next fastest form of movement. But we got a little ways to go for that. Let's scale this wall. And just jump around this because good game programming. Now, the guys at Double Helix, I'm sure, did a great job with this game. It's just that we find ways around things really easily as speedrunners. I mean, no disrespect about like anything that I do in this run. It's all cool. Anyway, we're gonna go to the left here, and this will be a shortcut to the 3rd district boss fight that you're meant to do like late game. So the boss fight is right above this area, but it's not loaded yet. If we were to go up there, it just wouldn't be loaded, and it wouldn't happen. The power-up would be there, and we can't collect it. So what we're gonna do is exit out of the game and then reload. And there we go. This one's just fine.
Now we have all 3 salty sisters. all in their glory.
So what Tongpu does is like Shoryuken with satellites. And they got decent RNG, but like whatever. There we go. Oh, activated too soon. Oh well. Oops. Mashing too hard. That was...
Alright.
You get a new fight every time you play that one. Nice. This is the one that saves a lot of time. We're going to get double cutscene. Oh, I missed stacking the cutscene, though. Whoops. Yeah, you can actually stack a cutscene on top of that other cutscene if you press Y right at the right time there. So now we got option A, which is Satellite or Ouroboros, if you're familiar with Marvel vs. Capcom. Level 3 Super with Strider. What, the dragon and the satellites, right?
Right.
Anyway, we're going to go to the right here, and we're just going to proceed with the rest of the level. It's another boring wall climb, so if there's any donations, now would be a decent time to read them as well, I guess.
Sure thing. We got a $100 donation from Maximilian Dude.
Ooh!
Saying, love this character, love this game, love you dudes.
Thanks, Max.
Big ups to Maximilian.
Heck yeah.
We also have a $10 donation from Curry148 saying, awesome Strider run. Hoping to hear some of that intense music in the out of bounds areas.
Oh, yes. Alright, so we got another mid-boss coming up here. It's going to be the red dude, and all we need to do is just do 3 hits of charge moves, and he'll be done. But charge moves can just be your charge slash, or it can be like eagle and down strike combination. So we're going to do all 3. Why not? And then we're going to mash. Oops. Shouts to 360 dead zones on my controller being a little bit wonky. There's a reason for that.
Good kill.
But yeah, good kill. You got to door swag one more time, right? There we go.
Hey. Door swag times 2. Coming up, you're going to see another use of the jump boost.
Right, this is just to make this one more consistent. This is pretty simple to get on like console or anything, just on your own here without it, but consistency. Again, don't want to hit shield dudes. Oh, didn't grab that. Oh well. Skip this one. There we go. And just switch the keyboard here. Not as elegant, but it gets the job done. And now we have perimeter wall climb, and I got hit immediately. So these guys drop Molotovs, and they do tons of damage and knock you back. This is not a clean climb. This is like the worst I could do so far. This is terrible.
This is a very notorious section playing casually, where you will get comboed by these shots here.
This is not the way you're supposed to play this, by the way. Like, you're supposed to like go around this section through the tower, but like people just found a way, like first day of the game, to just do this. And now we got the Plunge of Faith. We got it first try.
Nice.
Sick. So now we're gonna meet our robot friend, and he's gonna help us with getting through a door to get our teleport power. But we gotta wait for him to move around with his little shotgun there. Machine gun.
So you can see he just boosts himself back every time he shoots, so it's going to be used for a nice little skip coming up.
Yep. All right, 2 more, and it should be good. And we're gonna like freeze him right there, puts a wall in our way essentially, and we'll just get pushed through the door and get our teleport. And now teleport makes us really fast. We can just like zip around anywhere we want to. Movement's pretty optimized for it. And we get our energy upgrade for like doing stuff with end boss and such. Oh, we got hit by that. Whatever. And now we're going to go to the hub area of the game, which is like just Mio's tower here. So we want to enter this tower, but just going to get a cutscene that tells us that we'll need to defeat 3 Gravitrons in order to do so. However, you only need to defeat 1 in order to open up tower, and we have pretty much all the tools we need except like magnetic kunai, which is needed to get into this thing. So we're going to get that and just defeat Gravitron 3. That's the plan here. So best movement in the game that you can do is like combining charge boosting with one of these. There's actually a little timer that appears with your teleport, like when you can do it. You can't just do it all the time. So what you gotta do is like memorize when you can do it again. So like timing out a charge boost between it is actually the best way to do so. And now we're gonna do this and mash left and right really fast on this wall. Hopefully we get this. It's completely random. And we're out of bounds.
There we go. Nice, nice.
And we're gonna do this and
First
slide.
switch.
So you need 2 switches to get over there, and we're gonna hit this one and do that. Oh, good. Let go button is jammed. Go. And we got our magnetic kunai now. That also gives us access to one power-up that the magnetic cipher has, which is the energy wave, which can hit switches and do other cool stuff.
Now you're only allowed to use it 2 times, so.
Well, 2 times when it's not charged, 1 time when it's fully charged.
Right.
And we're gonna hit this. And that activates the teleport to Balrog. Not the Dictator, not the Boxer, the Battleship.
Yeah, we're not talking Street Fighter. We're definitely talking about Battleship. Up we go. Gonna fly like an eagle out there.
And all of these airships here are on local timers. So like when you get to a certain part of the screen, they're going to start moving. And some of them, when you land on them, they're going to start moving. So there's no rush, but there's a bit of a rush.
I was really enjoy watching the movement for this section done well.
It's like really enjoyable to play too. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's quite challenging also with the wind pushing against you.
it's definitely a high skill ceiling to this game. Like, there's no limit how far you can take it, really.
And you definitely want to learn how to mash well. I can tell you that much.
I got
Oh,
like
yeah.
5 different techniques for this game. It's kind of ridiculous.
That is definitely a key in this game. That's a big source of your damage, and if you can't match,
Yep.
you know, it'd be a little tough.
So now we're going to go up here and get into another corner for some more out-of-bounds action. This one's a little bit slower than the other one. This can always be a bit tricky. Sometimes they take anywhere between 2 seconds and 2 minutes.
Can we get in?
Come on.
Come on. There we go.
There we go.
So now we're going to do some... Oh, didn't grab that. Oh well. Try again. So we're going to combine our powers of flying in the air and teleporting through the air to just move around vertical and horizontal distances faster. And we're going to trigger some loading zones and just deload the whole ship here and
Oh, yeah.
reload them at certain points so we can go fast.
All this out of bounds greatness.
There's like spider tanks you got to fight here and other stuff you got to fight here, but like all you got to do is like do this and you're fine.
Now we do have to move up here because we have to load the area.
So we got to get to a certain spot on the map in order to do so. Start with the teleport. There we go.
Nice.
That's the spot.
And there it is. Reloaded everything, and we can move normally.
Yep, and we're just not going to stay in bounds for too long, though.
That would be boring.
Yep.
Yeah.
Walls don't have to exist.
Being in bounds.
Yep. Gotta get shot by fire because it's slow. Yep.
Nice.
That was kind of risky, but that's fine. So we're going to line our left foot up with this panel right here and just walk across the ceiling, and boom. That was actually found day one by just casual runners. Just like people playing through the game normally, just found that.
I would say definitely my first time playing this game. I saw it happen. I was very confused, and I reloaded my game.
So now we got mini gravitrons, and we're just gonna like walk across these things. It's not the main one though. Oh, that was physics.
It's a Strider. What is physics?
And this is solo 2. And don't worry about solo 1. I don't like the left side of that, but we're gonna see what we get. So we're gonna combine keyboard mashing with controller mashing, and I just missed that setup completely. And we got it. Okay. That might have worked out better for us. Since we're doing tons of damage to him right now. That could have been better. Oh well.
Nice.
So that's solo 2. That's a boss.
Solo's a very common boss in the old Strider games. And when they redesigned him for this game, it was a really cool redesign, and having to fight him twice.
You don't see like any of these bosses' moves, by the way, just because
no.
I'm just killing them so fast. But that's Gravitron 3. Now we get our glider, and we're going back to tower. Just showing off there.
Wow. Honestly, though, Guess's mashing is absolutely crazy.
It's
At its
absurd.
peak, like double-handed mashing can get about 20 button presses per second, which
It
is
is totally absurd.
ridiculous. And now we're gonna enter tower.
So in the simplest and shortest form of the story for this game, it's literally Strider versus Mayo. I mean, Grandmaster Mayo is always pretty much the boss of every Strider game.
Yep.
And, you know, global domination.
Oh, that was interesting.
Typical story.
Yep.
You got your S-Class Ninja. Now, I do want to say this is absolutely my favorite part of this game. Like, this section is... Optimal movement makes this section beautiful.
Yep, and unoptimal movement makes it a nightmare. This is like the part where casual players like find that this is like the hugest difficulty spike in the game because checkpoints are really scarce for this part.
I mean, literally, you just have to just...
You have to go fast.
You have to just go
pretty much.
fast. Nice.
Hit both switches,
Well
and
done.
skip a couple
Well done.
cutscenes, and
love
go
that.
down. And gravity's gonna flip, which is fine. Can activate our shield here. And use our up strike to hit an off-screen switch. You can also defeat all these enemies and that'll appear, but this is more efficient. And we gotta climb to the top of this section now. And we'll defeat that enemy for safety's sake. Some of these guys can fire purple lasers, and if you have like no health, those are gonna shave off all of it. Like no health upgrades whatsoever means that like you're pretty much screwed if you get hit by one. And we are ending up with elevator here. And we're gonna refight a bunch of different enemies and mid-bosses. So this will be the last chance for donations for this game, I believe. You got them? Read them.
Sure thing. We got $10 from Master of Keld saying, "For great justice."
Heck yeah.
We also have a $150 donation from Anonymous saying, "Had to donate because this is the first time I'm catching GDQ live."
So spider tanks here. We're gonna stun lock them with our magnetic teleport ability that we also get from getting magnetic cipher. And that just like allows enemies to be like stunned, bullets get attracted to them, and we can just mash our heart out.
All right, phase 2.
All these are like set patterns the enemies appear in and stuff.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. I'm used to running it. It never changes.
Yep.
Another spider tank. It's out of there. And you can see how fast Guess is filling up the, cipher. It's pretty much why we're saying, having a good set of mashing in this game is pretty critical.
Yeah, it's pretty important.
Do be careful, though. You can injure yourself in this game.
Literally. It actually is kind of dangerous for your health unless like you practice proper mashing techniques.
Yeah,
So here's Grandmaster Mio. We'll skip his cutscene and start the fight here. And you could probably predict how this fight's gonna go. So he throws lightning and balls. Balls are good, lightning is bad. Oh, that's bad.
Nice.
No, I don't care. There's a cursor in the game itself, so like, it doesn't matter, literally. Oops, don't want that ball to hit us. There we go. Sure.
All right.
Cursor's off the game now.
That's Mayo 1.
And now he goes crazy and gets a powerful dragon form, the true form.
Mayo Prime.
And we're gonna just call orbs, and that'll shield us from these giant balls of death. And we'll just do that.
It's rather cute, to be honest.
Oh, you think so too?
Oh shit. Yeah, health's a little bit low, but that should be fine. So teleporting into those rings is good because you can actually like get a lot of damage just from magnetic teleport. Lightning is bad. We don't want lightning, and we avoided lightning really well there.
Well done.
So that's the final boss, but time is coming up very soon as he falls to the earth here. You can still die in this sequence. In fact, like one of the first records for this game, held by Side, did die here. But time. So what was the time on that? 31:12. 1 second off my PB.
Wow. Whoa. Oh, wow.
Damn.
That's crazy.
So there's an in-game timer to this game, but it's not that great. Just gonna show it off real quick. It counts load times, it counts the credits times, and it doesn't count your deaths. So like if you die, you can like just get it lower and lower. So that's why we prefer RTA for this. But yeah, that is Strider any %. And thank you for watching. Continue to watch Summer Games Done Quick. It's pretty awesome. Thank you for having me.